Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Quarter-final night in the Nike FC Cup, and fittingly we are at the very ground that will host the final in August. Before one team can return here with silverware in its sights, there are still 3 places in the semi-finals to be claimed. The draw has brought Alamein and the Essendon Royals together once again, just 10 days after the Royals came away with the 3 points in the league. And tonight, though, the stakes are greater. 90 minutes, perhaps more, with a place in the final 4 on the line. For Alamein, there is history to rewrite after 3 previous quarter-final exits, including at this very stage a year ago. And for the league-leading Royals, a 14-match unbeaten run halted at the weekend, but their ambition remains untouched. A league and cup double still within reach. Nike FC Cup quarter-final action on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. Alamein and the Essendon Royals for a spot in the semi-finals. Brent Sternberg and Adam Sarakoglu here with you. We'll welcome Adam in just a moment. Alamein have made 4 changes from the side that drew 1-1 with the Bentley Greens on Friday night. Jordan Tom's wedge, Zoe Houghton, Savannah Anastasopoulos and the goal scorer Mia Relf all go out of the starting 11. Jessica Hilton and Anna Leakopoulos both return from their suspensions. Anais Yasevsky and Emma Runnels are into the starting 11 also. The goalkeeper is Miranda Templeman. The back 4 consists of, at right back, captain Estelle Bugias, the centre-back pairing of Chinatsu Shidara and Anna Leakopoulos, and at left back, Jessica Shilton. The holding midfielders, Neve Dustin and Dakota Tyson. The front 3 ahead of those two will be Anais Yasevsky, Summer Lasky and Matilda Laurie, and leading the line for Alamein tonight, Emma Runnels. The Royals have also made 4 changes from the side that lost at home to Bulleen on Saturday afternoon. One of them is in goal where Zara Board replaces Sophie Dean. Kendra Smith, Ava Grober and Isabella Sewards all go out of the starting 11. They are replaced by outfield players Alyssa Bresciano, Ayano Koizumi and Paige Kingston-Hogg. Zara Board is between the sticks tonight for the Royals. So first start for Essendon since their most recent cup clash against the Eltham Redbacks. The back 4 of Amy Parkinson, Captain Michaela Jurcic, Kobe Wilbert and Alessia Bresciano. The 2 holding midfielders are in front of the back 4, Ayano Koizumi and Grace Ma. Paige Kingston-Hogg, we think, will play in the number 10 position with Akeisha Sandhu on the left and Bronte Peel on the right. And leading the line for the Royals, the league-leading goal scorer, Callie McGrorty, who has scored in each of the past 7 games for Essendon. Our officials this evening in the middle, Angelique Mangion, and our assistants, Liana Georgiev and Harry Machilip, and the 4th official is Jamie Keltsis. The 3rd meeting between these 2 teams this season. They've had their 2 meetings in the league already. They have traded home victories during the league season. Alamein winning 1-0 at Dorothy Laver Reserve on match week 4. And as mentioned just 10 days ago, the Essendon Royals winning 2-0 at home at the Cross Keys. Alamein are the designated home team, as their home stadium, Dorothy Laver Reserve, is unable to facilitate night matches. We've had this game moved to the home of the Matildas, but they wear their blue kits this evening, Alamein, and the Essendon Royals in the all-red, of course. 3 of the quarter-finals taking place this evening. We have had 1 run and 1 already. Heidelberg United beating FC Clifton Hill last week, and the final 3 spots will be sewn up tonight. There's only 3 teams remaining that haven't won the Nike FC Cup. You are about to see 2 of them tangle here on pitch 5 at the home of the Matildas. Will be the Essendon Royals in all red, kicking us off from left to right, and Alamein obviously from right to left. Alamein have made the semi-finals in the Cup once before. That was in their first season of competition 10 years ago, and the Royals on top of the league, looking to win through to the semi-finals for the first time in their history. So, Adam Sarakoglu, much to play for tonight.
Evening, Brent, and evening everyone that is watching us on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. As you mentioned, we've already had the 2 league meetings between these 2, and there have been fireworks in both of them. Red cards in both fixtures. Callie McGrorty, who is absolutely dominating this season in NPL Victoria, the leading scorer with 21 goals, 23 in all competitions, did get sent off in the first meeting back in March. A 1-0 win for Alamein over the Royals on that occasion at Dorothy Labour. And then in the return fixture only 10 days ago, Prince, I think you were there, over at Cross Keys. And there was a sending off there as well, the 2 yellows equaling a red in that particular fixture as well for Jessica Shilton. And already an early corner for the Royals to look at. A few changes, as Brent mentioned, from the 11. Did go down to FC Boleyn on the weekend. An early corner to be taken by Grace Marr. Pitch 5 here tonight at the home of the Matildas. The Marr corner will land centrally. Ball got punched up in the air by the Alamein keeper. And that's Miranda Templeman in goal tonight. Early press here for the Royals. A throw to be taken by Alicia Bresciano, making her 11th senior start here tonight in the Nike FC Cup quarter-final. Pitch, as you would expect at a venue like this, Brent, in really good condition, but very wet, very dewy. Rain holding off for the time being. Hopefully it stays that way for the 90 and potentially 120 here tonight. And all the way back with the Alamein goalkeeper, Miranda Templeman. They haven't really been able to chain much possession together at all so far. They've not really had a look forward of midfield. And again, the Royals get it back relatively quickly. Kingston Hogg going out wide. Not an easy situation for Sandu to deal with, though. Not much room to work with.
Yeah, they come in as favourites tonight, Essendon, and obviously they did lose on the weekend, but that was to a pretty damn good team in Boleyn. Prior to that, 14 games unbeaten in the league and the cup competitions. They're doing all of the attacking early here. Estelle Bugias was trying to play that one out for a throw-in and just got the angles wrong. So it'll be a second corner here for Essendon to be sent in by Akeisha Sandu, who of course is looking to become a cup champion for the 2nd consecutive season. She scored the winning penalty in the shootout just over on the main ground over there in the cup final for South Melbourne last year. Red lights flashing already for Alamein. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger. Goes deep into the mixer. Defensive header from Shilton. The Royals can tidy up. Shilton, 2 yellow cards in that league game 10 days ago. Served her suspension on the weekend. Was absent in that match-up against Boleyn as McGrady and Laurie tangle. Ball goes behind, and I think we've got another corner kick here for the Royals. So 3 corners already. And Annalie Akopoulos, who's back from suspension as well, she picked up her 4th yellow card of the season in the seniors in that game against Alamein, but she'd already picked one up as well in the under-20, so they all come into effect. So they had to reshuffle the playing cards in the back 4 last Friday nights. Grace Marr, dangerous, into the back post. Come off the head of Kingston Hogg, went straight up and down into a sea of legs. Koizumi and her teammate McGrady fighting over it. Shot deflected by Koizumi. Here's Grace Marr trying to keep the attack alive, heading for the byline. Shoulder to shoulder with Summer Lasky. And they tangle. Down goes Grace Marr, and our referee Angelique Manjon has called for the foul, which will set the Royals up for a, well, not a corner kick, but a set piece right on the edge of the 18-yard box.
It was a 2-0 win for the Royals 10 days ago. Alamein have barely had a look here so far. It's already another dead ball that they have to deal with. As the situation gets discussed between Akeisha Sandu and Grace Marr. Angelique Majon has not given the green light just yet. Here we go. Marr's the one that takes it. It's tipped over the crossbar. Went for it. And good goalkeeping from Miranda Templeman to deny. It will be an Alamein ball.
Yeah, she did turn that one over the bar, I think. Manjon paid a foul.
Must have.
Going the way of Alamein, who are trying to get out of their own defensive half here. They've barely had any time to breathe. Runnels with her back to goal. They played very well in the first half in that match, in that league game a week and a half ago. They had plenty of attacking forays. That pass was just going to go a little wider than Dakota Tyson had planned. Yeah, plenty of attacking forays, plenty of touches in the attacking penalty area, but probably just struggled to create any real quality chances. Of course, they are a team that have struggled to score this season, Alamein. Their calling card has been their defensive prowess. They've kept 8 clean sheets in the league this season, Alamein, more than any other team. Conceded 20 goals, which is ranked fourth best. Alamein trying to play out from the back. They've played themselves into some horrible strife. Here's Koizumi, come off the bench last week. Sandu trying to honour the run there of Bresciano, but led by Miranda Templeman, who has been a very busy girl through these first few minutes here.
Yeah, Alamein's only conceded 1 goal more than what Essendon have. Essendon on top of the table in Shenold NPL Victoria. It's Dustin over the top of the ball right now, but surrounded by multiple Royals players. The first touch from Lasky didn't really go anywhere. And we turn now next to the left for the first time tonight, Brent.
Yeah.
First touch for Zara, boarding goal for the Royals. Koizumi into the middle of pitch 5 here at the home of the Matildas. Long diagonal. Parkinson won't be able to chase it down. And again, really slippery deck here tonight. The balls are going to skid on a little bit at times.
They're going to have to be
issues for the goalkeepers as well.
They're going to have to be perfectly weighted, those long balls, aren't they? Because as you saw just then, the balls will skid on and get away from the players making the runs in behind.
It's a nice enough night, though. Not a breath of wind here.
No.
Just slippery underfoot.
We've got a score update from Wembley Park in the quarter-final that kicked off an hour before us. I'm just having a look down at the screen and I'm watching the Bulleen players celebrate, and Essendon might be about to celebrate here as Sandu trying to play in Bronte Peel. Not entirely sure what Bronte's idea was there, and it's away by Chinatsu Shidara. Essendon back on the attack. Yeah, Bulleen have just taken the lead the early minutes in the second half. They lead Box Hill United 2-1. That match kicking off at 7 p.m. Chance here perhaps for Alamein to stretch out and get the ball forward. That's before Koizumi dispossesses the Alamein winger. Zara Board in goal. She did play a lot last year for the Royals. So she's not really a reserve goalkeeper. On paper, that's what she might be, but she is a very experienced goalkeeper in the Shenold NPLW. Now it's a chance for Alamein to press, perhaps.
It has had 8 prior starts in the seniors this year.
And Sophie Dean, the youngster, back to the bench tonight. Long ball forward here. Bresciano gives chase, and Shidara works the angle. Deflected and out. You mentioned that the Royals are on top of the table. Very, very close on top of the Shenold NPLW Victoria table. We've got our top 3 teams, Essendon, Bulleen and Box Hill, all on 38 points, separated only by goal difference. And in fact, Essendon and Bulleen have the exact same goal difference. So the only thing that has Essendon on top above Bulleen is the fact that the Royals have scored 2 more goals than the Lionesses this season. You can't get much tighter than that.
Did get rolled by FC Bulleen last week. That's not going to be anywhere near the target. So it's been pretty much all Royals here so far. Alamein still in the fight, but coming from a fair way back if they are going to advance beyond the regular season in the league this year. 7th as we speak. Had been in a good run of form up until the last couple of weeks. The loss to the Royals, a draw against Bentley most recently. Let's have a look at what Summer Lasky can do here. Into the box we go. And it's killed off pretty easily. The ball gets taken away by Grace Marr. Koizumi being quite busy early, missing the mark, was intending to go to Kingston Hogg. Trying to keep it alive is Nev Dustin, went down. The foul's been given away. Essendon ball near midfield.
Having a great season in the middle of the park, Neve Dustin. Of course, she was the player of the month for the month of March earlier this year. The second season at Alamein. Originally from the USA, Palm City, Florida. Long ball forward from Grace Marr for Kelly McGrawdy. Timely intercept there from Shilton. Peel. Sandu on the edge of the box. Here's Kelly McGrawty lofting it in. Bronte Peel. Bronte Peel trying to lob the keeper. Well done, Miranda Templeman coming off her line to diffuse the situation there. Bronte Peel did score in the quarterfinals of the Cup last year for Heidelberg United. And come over to join the Royals this season. Amy Parkinson in front of us with the throw-in. Shilton, back in the Alamein lineup. Had a week off last week. Dustin's been mugged by Koizumi. Sandu, trying to get it back to Koizumi. Leokopoulos is there. Of course, scored that rapid goal in the first matchup between these two earlier this season. A goal after just 29 seconds, Anna Leokopoulos. And that was the only goal of the game. Alamein took the points. It's the only game this season that the Royals have failed to score in.
Well, that wouldn't have been helped by the fact that McGrawty was red carded, albeit late in that game, with 2 yellows. And Leokopoulos herself has been booked in both of these fixtures in the league this year.
That little quirk with the yellow cards, with the 4 in the seniors and the 1 in the under-20s, a lot of players would have maybe been unsure of that little quirk, but Anna is a referee herself, so I'm sure when she got booked, she would have known, oh dear, I'm out next week.
Back in action now. Koizumi, just a little looping ball over the top. They've not been able to play Kelly McGrawdy into the game just yet, the Royals. It's a stunning stat line that Kelly McGrawdy's put together. 21 league goals. That's incredible. Alamein total have only scored 23 in the league this year. She's also got a couple of cup goals as well, McGrawdy. It's not getting much of a look just yet so far. Ball is kept alive here by Lasky. But it's ultimately given up again as the ball is sent wide once more for Bronte Peel. Had a player on, but the run being made by Parkinson. Jess Shilton having none of it. And Shilton's had to do quite a bit defensively in his first 13 or 14 minutes at the home of the Matildas.
It's a big game for both teams, obviously, a cup quarter-final. Royals have never made it to the semis. Alamein, 1-time semi-finalists in 2016. They have, you can just see there, they have started a little bit jittery. Alamein just struggling to keep hold of the ball. Long throw in into the box. Kingston Hogg to the byline. Lofting in the pass to the back post. It's gone a little deeper than she might have imagined. Sandu traces it. Watched by Bujias. Oh, Koizumi. Down she goes. And Mangion says, all ball. Royals happy to maintain possession here. Grace Marr, who looks like she has lined up in the middle of the back four alongside this lady, the captain, Michaela Jurcic. Grace Marr, one of the A-Leaguers, coming back to play in the second half of the season in the Chenol NPLW Victoria. Still waiting on Maggie Jenkins to return as well. Essendon, Maggie was off playing for New Zealand recently. Here is Grace Marr. Played in midfield last week and has also played at left back in a very short time at the Royals. A great trump card for the Royals coaches to have. A bit of a Swiss Army knife. Royals just dominating possession here in the first quarter hour in this Nike FC Cup quarter final. Mars long ball's not quite going to reach Bronte Peel, or will it? Half-hearted shout for a handball. I think it was outside the box, so wouldn't have been a penalty in any case. And Lasky just runs the ball out of play. Alamein, one of the few teams in this league that have the names on the back of their shirts, which is always helpful, Adam.
It's a nice touch. Not easiest to spot though, with the navy and the gold, but we'll still take it. It's not really a feature even in the men's NPL. Hume City certainly have done it in the past. Alamein ball right now. Standing up under the pressure. Doesn't leave Dustin, but lost out again. McGrawdy hasn't had much of a chance just yet. Didn't get the angles right there from a fair way out. So the tip over the crossbar, and there was a whistle, or a foul there anyway, we think. That was the biggest moment so far where Miranda Templeman was under pressure. For all the possession dominance that Essendon have, they're not really generating too many chances on target. There was a moment as well, a few minutes ago with Bronte Peel, that didn't really result in a shot necessarily. Matilda Laurie going down the line. Message gets it back for Essendon. Bresciano wanting to release quickly, gets the 1-2 for Keisha Sandu. Bresciano switching back over to the skipper. Kayla Jurcic. Parkinson. Summer Lasky made it awfully hard for Parkinson. Lasky does get that chance to move it now. The combination with Dustin has worked out well so far as the ball comes in now. Flashes right across Zara Board's goal. It's as good as Alamein have looked so far. Essendon do get it back.
Well, that was their first real moment of attacking promise. They did give Essendon some real trouble in that first half in that league game a week and a half ago down the flanks. They were really bothered by the speed of Summer Lasky and Zoe Houghton as well, who's not out there tonight, not in the squad this evening. Here is Dustin with her back to goal. She's been able to nick that one off the defender. Alamein's first corner kick of the night. They've done nothing but defend for these first 18 minutes or so. All hands to the Royal pump defensively. Dustin is Alamein's primary set-piece taker. So this will be a right-footed outswinger from the far side. Dustin drills it in low and flat. Lasky trying to turn it goalward bound. Deflects off the defender. And now a chance for the Royals to pounce and come forward at a rate of knots. Long ball, all banged on by Sandu. McGrawdy, the goalkeeper, Templeman comes. It's just lofts into the 18-yard box, which means that Templeman's able to come out and collect calmly. But you can see there how dangerous the Royals are. Even when they're defending a set piece, and in an instant, all of a sudden they've turned defence into attack.
Can Alamein get going on the counter? It's promising enough so far until the flag goes up on Summer Lasky. He's scored 6 goals for Alamein this season. The play is going to restart with Grace Mark. Now making her 5th start for the Royals. Wants to get on with it, just taking the time to decide where to go. McGrawdy into open space. And that's going to draw Miranda Templeman out of her goal. Long ball going down the line. Again, Lasky wants to move it on quickly. Tried to send it Tilly Laurie's way. Royals back in numbers. Bresciano's ball just a little light. The board had to come a long way to clear it. All's okay in the end. Tara Board Might have just gotten hurt there in coming out and clearing away. Just a bit hobbly. So Dean is the substitute keeper tonight, taking a spot on the bench after starting in the league fixture on the weekend against FC Bulleen. Even in a loss, Kelly McGrawdy scoring in that one. The throw comes in. And again, Board's going to easily collect. A much less eventful possession this time for Board. Vucic going quickly. Peel. Oop. Passing eventually coming unstuck. And it's regained by Shilton. He's hoping to go to Runnels. The duel is won by McGrawty just in front of midfield. Shortly possession, Leakopoulos will go wide. Maybe too wide. Will it be kept in? It will. And solo effort. A little too much required to do there to keep it in Alamein possession. The Royals want to slow it right down now. Wilbert going backward. And Kayla Jurcic will start a new attack.
Just starting to wake up though, Alamein, aren't they? They're having more of the possession. Ball tossed forward by Kingston Hogg. Loose ball tidied up by Koizumi. Round and around she goes. Ma can carry it forward here for Essendon, trying to slide it in behind for Bresciano. First time cross, doesn't reach Kelly McGrawdy. Awkwardly turned away by Tyson. And now Laurie. He's got a little bit of space to roam, being stalked by Parkinson. Matilda Laurie retreating to Jessica Shilton. Reynolds looking for Lasky. It wasn't a bad touch from Summer Lasky, but lost her footing. In the other quarter-final that kicked off at the same time as us over at Kingston Heath, they've had 2 goals already. Scored at Kingston Heath. Bentley 1, South Melbourne 1. Bentley, of course, dead last in the league. But have gone on a bit of a cup run. That would be a big upset if they were able to knock out the defending champions, South Melbourne, in the semi-final.
It's coming off, taking a point off Alamein on the weekend.
Stepping in, Grace Ma. Long ball forward. Leakopoulos had to keep that one in front of her. She was able to do so. I'd be pretty happy with how quiet they've been able to keep Kelly McGrawdy thus far. Here's Lasky appearing on the right wing now for Alamein and blowing past the defender. Lasky's into the 18-yard box. Summer Lasky took a piece of the glove from Zara Board, and it's behind for a corner kick. And Alamein, 22 minutes into this match, is just starting to come to the party.
Yep, took a little while to get going. We've now seen both keepers have to tip a nervous ball over the bar. This time we will get a corner as a result. It's a while for Alamein to decide who was going to take it. Anna Leakopoulos comes over now. And we'll set up first corner from this side, right underneath the scoreboard here. At the home of the Matildas. Not necessarily a cold Tuesday night. It's actually not a pleasant night for football. Back post ball. It's going to run away. It was the last touch off. Angelique Magion has signalled for the goal kick. And Zara Board will clear out once more. So yep, Alamein have just neutralised the game a little bit in the last 5 minutes or so. We're beyond halfway through this first half. The ball comes to the feet of Bronte Peel. Parkinson going inboard. Now Peel with an effort to keep it in play. It's won back nicely by Matilda Laurie. It's surrounded by opponents. Here's Neve Dustin. The space was on offer for Borges. The central ball. Jeez, it wasn't that far away at all from Summer Lasky. Safely into the gloves of Zara Board in the end, but that searching ball forward Could have set something nicely up for Somalaski, who has been a threat so far up front.
She's looking dangerous, isn't she, Somalaski? Foul going the way of the Royals. You mentioned she scored 6 goals this season. Lasky, she did score in Alamein's first cup game, which was a 3-0 win over VPLW side Bundoora United. They then beat in the round of 16 Craigieburn City from State League 1 Northwest 4-1. This being their third match and by far the toughest. Royals have beaten the Melbourne Victory Academy and the Eltham Redbacks. Does Leah Coppolis let this one run all the way to the keeper? She does. Of course, that win over the Redbacks, it took extra time. They did end up winning that game 3-0, the Royals, but all 3 goals coming in the extra time period. And of course, we may have extra time tonight, Adam, if required, and maybe penalties. Do you reckon you could stomach one more penalty shootout today after the 2 we had this morning?
Yep, some crazy stuff going on the other side of the Pacific. The Dutch as well, that's 3 in a row now. World Cups eliminated by
the drama of that shootout this morning.
Let's see what happens here tonight. Another cup shootout. So far, no great chances being generated. 2 tips over the crossbar, as close as we've come at each end of the pitch. And so the 2 goalkeepers, Zara Board and Miranda Templeman, have done their job so far. In a scoreless game that's approaching the half-hour mark. Jurcic going down the line. Peel tried to carve a way through. Just a key boot in for Matilda Laurie. He's done some good things defensively so far, and Alamein do get the ball back here. They've done well to nullify Essendon's attacks. In particular, Kelly McGrady has not had much of a chance at all to get into the game. Took 1 shot that was nowhere near the target. That's really it so far for Kelly McGrady. Mars had plenty to do in this game so far. Kingston Hogg going wide. It's Bresciano over on the left wing for the Royals. Wilbert, it's come unstuck again for Essendon. Some of their passing's been lacking a little bit so far. Alamein have been able to pounce on a few occasions and take advantage of the somewhat sloppy passing we're seeing at times from the Royals. Jurcic going back to Board. Kobe Wilbert can sit on the ball here. Koizumi. Jurcic, the captain. Happy to reset via the keeper. Into the middle of the pitch we go. Sandu went straight away back to Koizumi. Knew that the pressure was coming from Somalaski. Ball arrives at the feet of McGrady. Not a bad ball out wide. Bresciano gets taken down. It's waved off by Angelique Mangione. The Royals can still set up here. Sakisha Sandu comes over to take this ball. There have been physical affairs when these two have met so far in season 2026.
Corner kick for the Royals. It's the first time that they've been able to put some pressure on Alamein for a little while, just as Alamein have started to open up in this match. Here comes the in-swinger from Akisha Sandu. Sending out the signals in towards the near post. It's off someone's head. Royals attacker, says referee Angelique Mangione, and to no further alarm as far as Alamein are concerned. Looking to play out from the back here. Shilton and herself into trouble and then out of the pitch. I was just thinking a moment ago when the Royals were playing out from the back, I was a bit surprised that Alamein are not pressing with a bit more intent. That's something that Boleyn did on Saturday that really concerned the Royals. That they don't take a lot of long goal kicks. They like to play the ball out from the very last line of defence. And so far Alamein have been happy to just sit off. One thing they are going to miss with Kendra Smith tonight is the ability to play those long balls forward into their attacking third. That was how they conjured that first goal in the last match between these two. A long ball from Kendra Smith that was turned in just exquisitely from McGrawdy. It was sort of a mid-air karate flick, brilliantly taken. And she'd been relatively quiet in that match as well before scoring on the hour mark. A very difficult player to keep out of the match and out of the headlines. Koizumi for Sandu. Yasevsky arriving on the scene and making sure that the ball goes out of play. Alamein will take the throw in. The Royals have played here at the home of the Matildas, once already this season. They beat Melbourne Victory earlier this year. That was the league match. Alamein haven't played here since the opening weekend of last season. It's been a long time since Alamein have made the trip out here. Sandu wriggles herself clear. Trying to get past that defender before playing it into the box, but can't get past Estelle Burgess. He plays it upfield, but telegraphed by Bresciano. Kingston Hogg, and it's just taken away from Koizumi by Tyson, who got tripped up. Yasevsky, beg your pardon, who ended up on the deck. Come over to join Alamein this season from Bulleen. He's been out of the team the last few weeks injured, but returned on the weekend to come off the bench.
Essendon had the numbers in that battle, but Alamein get the throw. Moving on the other side right now, played on in the air by Runnels. There's just no space that the Royals are affording at all right now. Now completely stifled Alamein. Sandu is looking to emerge and spread the field here. Jurcic. Back with Zara aboard, we go again for Essendon Royals. It's a scoreless game so far at the home of the Matildas. Nike FC Cup quarter-final. It's a Royals throw here. So again, they can surge forward. Alicia Bresciano will bring it back into play. Kingston Hogg. Player on. Still holds on to it for a while though. Jurcic. Peel. It's been one of the support acts in scoring alongside Kelly McGrawty this year. 5 goals for Bronte Peel. Got a throw to be taken by Shilton. Looking to send it long down the line. Ooh. A near collision between Koizumi and Dustin. Runnels. Shilton. Nice work. A slippery deck as well. Leokopoulos. Shadara. Over to the outer wing again. Sandu's pressure good. Shadara has to come in and help out though. Struggling to penetrate the Essendon wall though. Alamein. First touch left a little bit to be desired for Lasky. McGrawty will look to double back now as she brought some time toward Wilbit. Dash going down that far side. Jasevsky applying a bit of pressure. Ball had stayed in play. Back toward the middle of the pitch we go. Koizumi meets it. Goes flying. Angelique Mangione had a good look at it. A free kick. Will there be any more other than that? Oh, just a bit of a stern talking to for the moment. And here we go. It's another dead ball for the Royals. And it's a long way out. Let's see how they set up for this one. The conference involves 6 different players here.
I was just thinking, I wonder who might have the winning ticket here.
trying to catch who's leading the conversation. And then that was definitely Grace Maher.
Yeah, generally Akeisha Sandu, who's sort of in and around the area when they have set pieces from this type of distance, but obviously Grace Maher with that A-League pedigree. Sandu has been known to score wonderful goals from distance down the years.
Who takes it? It'll be Maher. The post was covered by Templeman. It did hit side netting.
115 A-League women's appearances for Grace Maher. She's just come back from Melbourne Victory, where she made 12 appearances in the recently completed season, originally from Dubbo, New South Wales. Royals come back up with possession. Peel, and slipping her way through is Kingston Hogg. Turning around and looking for some support. Parkinson. Parkinson's cross into the dangerous area, and McGrawdy couldn't keep it down. It's the second chance of the game, really. She was the one that forced what we thought was a save from Templeman earlier on in the first half that ended up being a foul in the play, so they didn't get to take the corner kick on that occasion. Kelly McGrawdy just lurking on the fringes of this football match. Summer Lasky dispossesses, slides it in behind for Emma Runnels, who had strayed offside. Just a moment of anxiety there defensively for Essendon, who have had to shuffle their back four around a little bit with Kendra Smith out of the squad this evening. So Grace Maher goes into the middle of the back four. Bresciano comes into play at left back, who has not been an entrenched starter in the Royals 11 this season. Oh! Shadara upends McGrawdy, no foul. And in behind, looking for the run of Lasky. Tidied up by Zara Board. There wasn't a whole lot of complaints there from McGrawdy as she peeled herself up off the damp turf here at pitch 5 at the home of the Matildas. We're heading for the final 5 minutes or so in this first half in this Nike FC Cup quarter-final. Still it remains Alamein 0, Essendon Royals 0.
The Royals have been able to settle things down a bit again, get it back under their control for the most part. Sandu trying to slice one in board. Wilbert couldn't do too much with it as the ball comes Lashke's way. Immediately released out wide toward Runnels, but Runnels had been set the task of trying to keep that ball alive. And again, just at times a lack of cohesion going forward for Alamein. They do get the throw though. Runnels. Goes all the way back to Templeman. Leokopolis. Kingston Hogg tried to apply a little bit of pressure. Jurcic did win it back for Essendon. Kingston Hogg gets that chance. The run was being made by Peel. Just Shilton happy to escort the ball over. And a goal kick for Alamein. Getting close to half-time here. They've locked it 0-0. Calls for a foul. Angela Manjone eventually gives it. That happens right in front of the Alamein dugout. John Curiosity taking charge this evening. It's quickly taken. Goes past the feet of Summer Lasky. Last line of defence, Grace Maher. I mentioned the shifting positions for Maher at left back as we speak. Right back, he's the captain, Michaela Jurcic. He's been more than happy to go back to Zara Board. Doesn't on this occasion though. Koizumi was goal side as well in that duel against Emma Runnels. Parkinson. Koizumi has a bit more space on offer. Tried to thread through toward Peel. Koizumi then goes in, wins the one-on-one against Jasewski. Jasewski goes down. Koizumi keeps the feet. But defensively, Alamein is set up well. The crossing was cut short. It sets the Royals back a little bit, but they can still attack.
Well, she's a superstar. Ayano Koizumi, Kingston Hogg into the box, brought down by Sandu. The twist and the turn and the tee up for Kobe Wilbert, who tries to lay it off here for Bresciano. McGrawdy looking to try and find the angle. Kelly McGrawdy hurdling the defenders. Eventually lost possession, just throwing herself into every contest. Eventually it sits here for Bronte Peel. Being watched by Shilton, being knocked over by Shilton. Ball runs behind and out for a corner kick. As the Royals tighten the screws as we head for half-time. More on Koizumi in just a moment. She's missed most of the last 2 years with serious knee injuries. Great to see her back. Grace Maher over to take this set piece. Is this the moment the Royals take control of this Cup quarter-final? The left-footed in-swinger, it's deep, it's long, it's well taken. Tremendously pulled out of the sky by Templeman. Great young goalkeeper, Miranda Templeman, 23-year-old, A-League experience with Adelaide United. Played for a long time in the now defunct FV Academy team, FV Emerging team. Had all different names, didn't it? Yeah, not a big goalkeeper, not a big girl by any stretch, but plays big, and that was a very nice take. Wilbert goes past Dustin, McGrawty. It's Bronte Peel. Parkinson retreating for Jurcic. The Royals will start again.
Wilbert going inboard. Now has to try to win it back against Dustin. If Dustin gives it back up to Maher. Another chance for Wilbert. McGrawdy. One way to the other. Threads one toward Peel. Full 360. Had more space than perhaps thought there. Bronte Peel. It ended up coming back to Wilbert. Took a deflection. That's another corner. The corner count starting to pile up for the Royals. And the preferred taker from this side is Grace Maher.
Well, they like their corners to be in-swingers, don't they? The right foot of Sandu on the far side and the left foot of Maher on this near touchline.
Grace Maher's had some target practice so far tonight. And she connects here with one of her teammates. Get the Royals on the board just before half-time. Here we go. It's a relatively straight ball. Templeman does go down. Maher will get a second look at it. Lovely move on Lasky. The bench loved that. Back we come to Amy Parkinson. Maher tried to release a little quicker that time. Down the left side was actually Kelly McGrawty that time, not central. Koizumi is central. Wilbert. Sandu turns around, took the shot on target. But no power behind it.
Haven't had too many of those in this first half. Shots on target, that is. But Templeman has been the busier of the two goalkeepers. And it's a rare goal kick for Alamein that they pump down the pitch. As Koizumi lays it off for Sandu. Koizumi getting better and better as this first half wears on. As I think we've just got a problem here in the back play for the aforementioned Miranda Templeman, who's on her haunches as we speak to you now. We'll see if Sam can maybe get the goalkeeper on our camera. We're just saying that she's been the busier of the two goalkeepers for Alamein this evening. The reserve goalkeeper is Kate Bean. She has played a few times this season. Kate Bean, including in that cup victory in the previous round against Craigieburn City. Hopefully they won't have to soak up one of their substitution windows by replacing their goalkeeper here, Alamein. Not entirely sure what happened to Miranda Templeman. Maybe copped a bit of a knock in that last contest.
I suppose Alamein could have the option of pulling the trigger on that substitution at half-time if they feel the need to. It'll ease the pressure a little bit if they do have to make this change, but this just happens very late in the first 45. I don't reckon there are going to be many minutes, if any minutes at all, added on.
What's the first real lengthy stoppage that we've had?
So the trainer makes their way back over the byline. Hopefully all is okay for Miranda Templeman. Looks like things will be okay.
We're heading for the end of the 90 at Wembley Park. Box Hill United 2, Bulleen 2. It looks like we're heading, barring a late show from one of those two teams, for extra time. That was the match that kicked off at 7 p.m. Still locked at 0-0 here. Pitch 5 at the home of the Matildas.
Into the stoppage time. Not sure if you saw any number from the fourth official. Don't quite know how long we're going to be playing beyond the 45 minutes. Cristiano's in a tight spot here. Gets out of it well enough. Actually found the target as well. Kingston Hogg went first time in a counter-attack opportunity for the Royals. Koizumi's off to the races. Sandu making the run along the left. Sandu is the one that's targeted by Koizumi. The header! Oh. It was Bronte Peel, and it wasn't far off. Maybe the best attack we've seen from Essendon so far tonight. It's 0-0. Miranda Templeman has nearly been the busiest player out here. And the sheet is still clean for her.
That was a great slashing run forward. That'll do us for the first half here at the home of the Matildas. The best opportunity of the first half maybe come there in that last attacking foray where Bronte Peel getting on the end of the Akeisha Sandu cross, just headed wide. The first half that has been, well, relatively even. The Royals have probably been the better team. Alamein had a very slow and sleepy start to this match. It was all the Royals through the first quarter hour. But as the two teams head for the halftime sheds, I think it's Alamein that will be feeling a little bit happier about the situation and the fact that it is locked at 0-0 at the intermission. Nike FC Cup quarter-final between Alamein and the Essendon Royals. Brent Sternberg and Adam Sarakoglu and our cameraman Sam as well. We'll have our halftime break, folks, and when we come back, we'll ready ourselves for the second 45 and maybe more. Halftime here at the home of the Matildas. Alamein 0, Essendon Royals 0. Well, welcome back, everybody. We're ready to go for the second half here. We're at pitch 5 at the home of the Matildas. This is our Nike FC Cup quarter-final. Alamein and Essendon Royals locked at 0-0 as we get set to go for the second 45. Brent Sternberg and Adam Sarakoglu here with you. 0-0. And as we just cast our eye across the two teams as they shape up to go for the second half, doesn't look like there's been any changes made at the break. So Miranda Templeman, who did cop a bit of a knock late on there, she's right to go. She's still in the gloves. Alamein in the blue, kicking us off from left to right in the second half. They got better and better as that second half went on. And the Essendon Royals in the red. And so they are where they were 10 days ago, Adam, locked at 0-0 at half-time in that game too. And in the second half, in that match in the league, it was really all Essendon in the second 45. Alamein will be looking to make sure it's a bit more of an even contest here in the second stanza.
No changes at half-time, so the good news is Miranda Templeman is okay. In goal for Alamein. Had a lot to do. But no breakthroughs either way in the first 45. Where we have a result by the time we get through 90. Back with Zara Board in goal tonight for the Royals. Sophie Dean taking his seat on the bench alongside Jaden Vanderheyden. Jurcic to Wilbert. Out wide we go. Wilbert into the middle of the pitch. McGrawdy a long way out from home. Koizumi had a lot of good moments, made a lot of runs. Major threat in central midfield. Just sat back in the formation right now. McGrawdy. Central option available just beyond the reach of Wilbert though. Regained by Kingston Hogg. Peel had that great chance with the header. Jurcic plays it out of bounds. And for Alamein, well, it was Samalaski who was making most of the good runs and certainly a threat up front. Didn't really any too many moments though where Zara Board had to do too much work. One tip over the crossbar. Ball at the feet right now of Runnels, but did release quickly. Dustin, out wide we go. Flag is up over on this near side.
We are in extra time over at Wembley Park. The quarter-final that kicked off at 7 p.m, an hour before us here. At the end of the 90, it was Box Hill United 2, Bulleen Lions 2. And they are just heading into the 100th minute there at Wembley Park. Maybe the highest profile of the quarter-final matchups, I suppose, to former winners of the competition. Bulleen only 2 years ago. Box Hill United have won it a few times, but not for a little while. McGrawdy lost the ball in midfield. Laurie, Bresciano's missed it. A chance here for Yasevski, turns it in towards the penalty area, headed away by Grace Marr. And here comes Bugias looking to keep the attack alive. Cannons it into the side profile of Bresciano and a throw in adjacent to the 18-yard box. Of course, our 3 quarter-final winners tonight will all go into the pot, along with Heidelberg United, who won last week. Last Tuesday night, they beat Clifton Hill. Yasevski couldn't work the angle there on the cross, and it goes harmlessly behind for a goal kick. As we mentioned in the preamble earlier tonight, plenty of teams that are still alive in this competition that have won it before. And I learnt during the week, the winner of the Nike FC Cup competition, every player gets a pair of free boots.
Makes sense.
It does, given the title sponsor. So there's a good incentive to win it.
If the commentators could get a piece of that action as well from our friends at Nike, that'd be great. Here we go with the ball being sent forward by Shadara. Is there going to be a chance to pounce here? It was Jasevsky going in, denied quickly at the near post. Dustin happy to play it back, take a bit more of the space, but Keisha Sandu applied just enough pressure. Koizumi now emerges, and there's runners over on the right, but it's just beyond the reach of Parkinson.
This has been a good start to the second half, though, from Alamein. Very promising.
Right at midfield here. Zara boarding goal tonight, 9th start of the season. Sophie Dean has played the 12 games in goal for the Royals, including the loss on the weekend against FC Berlin. Not much happening for Grace Maher right now, not much happening at all. A lot of static players out there. The Royals will try something over on the far side from our vantage point. There was nothing on offer there for Michaela Jurcic. We'll have another crack. It's just some kick-to-kick right now with her goalkeeper. Grace Maher. More enterprising run here being made by the Royals. Sandu. Ball took a while to get to the feet of Kobe Wilbert. Toward the box we go. McGrady not really near it. It's just forced away from the danger zone. Essendon will look to press again. The throw down near toward the flag, but Peel is being absolutely harassed there by Jess Shilton. Shilton did really well. Not much Peel could do at all. There's a second chance. It does go down. Nothing to see here in the eyes of Angelique Magion. Sandu at the top of the box. Bresciano's a good ball by Sandu as well. McGrady had the back to goal, trying to turn that around, but just a wall of Alamein defenders in front of McGrady. They've shut it down pretty well tonight. Can they counter here? Josefsky loses out. Koizumi has just had a couple of big moments. It's been influential for the Royals.
She's a star. Ayana Koizumi winning the ball back in midfield there for the Royals. Returned to Essendon in 2023. Had been playing for the Bayside Argonauts, and obviously from Japan. Best and fairest winner at the Royals in 2023. Down goes Leakopoulos, bounces back into action to try and win the ball back. Kingston Hogg. Alamein with a player down just off the play. I think that's Matilda Laurie. And they're asking for the ball to be played out. And Laurie's giving the signal to her teammates that she might have to be substituted out of the game here. You can see that very heavy strapping that she's got on her upper thigh. Not the upper thigh, the thigh. Her left thigh and hamstring area. So this might be our first look at a substitution in this match. Matilda Laurie, who kept her place in the lineup from the weekend, started at left back against Bentley on Friday night, has played a little bit more advanced tonight. Looks like Alamein are going to be the first one to the substitutions tonight, and it'll be a forced substitution. Matilda Laurie hobbles from the park. And I'd imagine that she will be replaced by Jordan Toms-Wedge. That would be the likely replacement. Nope, it's going to be Savannah Anastasopoulos, excuse me, who will take her place on the wing. She's another player that's missed a little bit of time the last couple of months. She did start on Friday night, so a like-for-like swap out on the right wing for Alamein. Anastasopoulos, who did score Alamein's only goal in the quarter-final last year that they lost to Bulleen. She's a tremendous player to watch when she's in full flight. Anastasopoulos very easy on the eye, not so easy on the tongue. We're back underway now. Still 0-0 here at the home of the Matildas, pitch 5. This Nike FC Cup quarter-final. One of these teams after tonight will be one win away from their maiden Cup final appearance. Looks like we had a double change there. We'll get to that in just a moment. It's Kingston Hogg, closed down quickly by Leakopoulos. Ball into the area at the near post. Awkward one there for Shidara, and it trundles behind for a corner kick.
Can confirm 2 changes there, Brent. So Anna Josefsky's also come off alongside Tilly Laurie. So on comes Chelsea Blissett, as well as Savannah Anastasopoulos, as you mentioned.
So Blissett gets her first appearance for Alamein. She's another one that's come back from the A-League in the mid-season registration window. Alamein defending here, looking to protect this 0-0 scoreline. Grace Maher lofts it in towards the goal line, and once again pulled down by Miranda Templeman, who has copped another knock in there. She's been very brave in the line of fire tonight, the Alamein goalkeeper. Referee Angelique Manjon out in the middle, just coming over to make sure that Templeman's all good to continue.
Yep, not for the first time. Templeman has gone down, so are we going to see a forced goalkeeping move from John Kyrgios? It is Kate Bean, the backup keeper, and he's getting rid of the warm-up gear. Is Kate Bean. We are going to see a goalkeeping change here in this quarter-final.
And this is a big moment in this match because still a long way before we even can consider this, but Templeman is a very good penalty stopper. She did, I remember she made a couple of really great penalty saves in her younger career at the FV Academy team a couple of years ago. So they're going to be forced into their third substitution in quick succession, Alamein.
I wonder if that's going to be the only move, though. I think I saw another player, one of the outfield players, potentially getting up as well. So we've got a stoppage in proceedings. No substitutions at all yet from Jaden Vanderheyden.
So they just made 2 subs involving the outfield players, Alamein. But only one of those was forced. I just wonder if they maybe regret making the double change there, as now they're going to have to swing a change between the sticks.
Especially given the fair likelihood that we're going to get an extra half hour tonight. This sub might not be confirmed just yet. They've not pulled the trigger on this here, Alamein.
You won't be able to see, but just out of picture, Kate Bean is warming up with one of the assistant coaches.
Miranda Templeman's going to stay out there for the moment.
She does look like she's made a Lazarus-like recovery. And Kate Bean reaches for the jacket. Tough gig as a backup goalkeeper. They don't play much, but you've always got to be alert and ready. Like a backup quarterback in the NFL,
yep,
isn't
exactly.
it? Only they get paid a lot more.
They're very popular in their cities as well, the backup quarterback, because if the starter's not going too well, and you become a very popular man. Less of a thing, I guess, in world football with the backup keeper. So we continue with the same 11 that the Royals started with. The same 2 goalkeepers as well. Sandu was being tracked all the way to the box. Alamein defensively have just choked up the Royals really well tonight so far. Lasky tried to go quickly. Koizumi with some more dash, but this time runs out of real estate. And Rice smile as it goes out. Does play with a lot of joy.
I don't think she would have had too much joy watching the game earlier today, the first of the three. Japan looked like they were home and host. Was that today or yesterday?
No, that was, that was
Coming
today.
thick and fast, I can't remember.
Standalone game yesterday that we had at the FIFA World Cup.
I've been up
knocking out South Africa.
I've been up most days watching Adam. I'm a bit delirious.
A lot of games. A lot of games.
The longest World Cup ever, I'm feeling.
How many groups are there? You divide the whole alphabet by 4.
They had to make up new letters in the alphabet.
We have Group X, I think.
Yeah.
2040 World Cup, maybe. Is there a chance out wide here? No. It's going to run out. There's not been all that much to report on in terms of the on-field action of late. We've been on keeper watch hoping that Miranda Templeman can stay out there. Injury stoppages either side of half-time, so that Templeman could be attended to, but still out there, which is the good news. Let's see if Alamein can find some spark. Anastasopoulos, I should say, slipping over. Bresciano applying all sorts of pressure and wins out. But can't get past Borges. It goes in again. Chest mark taken by Zara Board.
She gives them something, Anastasopoulos, a little bit different out wide. She's quick, she's small in stature, so she can dip the shoulder and get in and around the last defender. And she didn't play in that game against the Royals 10 days ago, so they haven't had to play against her, at least not recently. She was a part of the first league meeting between these two teams earlier this season. That was that long ago. It's consigned to ancient history, really. But you could just see her in that contest a moment ago, just lurking on the back shoulder of Bresciano. It's the Royals on the move. Peel was very good in the first half. Of course, she played last year in that losing final in the Cup for Heidelberg United. I believe she actually scored one of the penalties in the shootout. Ma. Peel trying to lay it off here for Wilbert. Royals forced backwards momentarily. It was this part of the game 10 days ago in which the Royals were able to break the deadlock with a long ball just like this that McGrorty got on the end of. The longer this game stays at 0-0, the more dangerous Alamein will be. Grace Marr should be able to tidy this one up. Again, you can see Anastasopoulos just backpedaling there. They're not that happy to come up and press, although Anastasopoulos knew what she was doing. Takes the ball away from Grace Marr, maybe the first mistake Marr's made in the match. Dustin. Back for Bujas. Tyson. Now Shidara. Another one of our Japanese players out there. He's the Kiwi, Shilton. Remain on the far side. I think they've just lost control of the ball there. That was Chelsea Blissett, Melbourne Victory player. Throw in taken quickly. Jecic, the Royals skipper, not taking any risks as we ready ourselves to welcome some fresh legs into the match. The Royals look like they're about to make a double change, and Alamein are going back to the bench as well.
Both coaches are going to start thinking about the fact that we could have a 2-hour match here tonight, and penalties potentially as well to settle it. On the back foot was Parkinson. Well past the hour mark here. Play has stopped. Here come the substitutes.
Emma Langley's coming on for Bresciano. Langley come on and scored the second goal when these teams met a few days ago. Isabella Sewards is coming on to replace Kobe Wilbert. They are the two changes for Essendon. And Alamein are just going to press pause for a moment, but when they do make their substitution, I think this is Mia Ralph who's going to come into the match.
We're back with Zara Board. Here comes the Alamein move. Fourth official's busy at the moment. It is indeed Miller Ralph. And making way, trying to get confirmation on that. Looks like it's Emma Runnels that is going to come off for Alamein to be replaced by Miller Ralph,
Who, of course, scored that goal in that draw with Alamein on Friday night. Her first senior goal in the league. She has scored a goal in the cup as well, Miller. Come all the way through the Alamein junior pathway.
So back with some live action here. Seawit's immediately involved. Langley, the other sub, receiving from Seawit's, but it's going to be cleared away by Shadara. Kept down by Oski, but Koizumi again. Every duel Koizumi is involved in seems to go away, and then the foul as well. There's been a lot of cautions when these two have met. Not a single one yet so far tonight. Major League Manjion.
Now, it's been well officiated, this match, for the first 65 minutes, I think. Manjion's kept it in control.
Things not as willing. There have been sendings off in both of the previous fixtures between these two. The free kick is taken by Ma. McGrawdy nowhere near it, not close enough anyway.
Barely seen her in the second half, McGrawdy.
Being nullified, even in the first half, not much. It's just getting choked up, that Royals box, every time they can go forward. Alamein defensively have been really, really good so far. Borgias for Anastasopoulos. Couldn't keep it in play. We had a great view of it. The opposite number 7 will take the throw.
Sandu McGrawdy having a good look around. Kelly McGrawdy in behind. Here's Bronte Peel trying to find the angle. Didn't get much on the shot. She was worn close the whole way by Shilton. Royals back in possession. Sewards bend one into the box. Turned away by Leokopoulos. Now perhaps Mia Ralph trying to get Alamein going forward at a rate of knots. Royals happy to settle things down. Isabella Sewards into the match now. She was named in the NPLW Team of the Decade earlier this year, celebrating 10 years. The Chanel NPLW Victoria. Here is Isabella. Great player for a long time at Bulleen. She's lost the ball here though, and Lasky through on goal. Here's Miller Ralph. Pass just took her a little wide, I should say. Ralph is going to turn it in towards the near post. And luckily Jurcic didn't make any contact, or that could have gone anywhere. And it's captured down low by Zara Board, who looks to send Essendon on their way.
Could have been a really dangerous bounce as well, because it went right under some feet. But Zara Board did well.
We mentioned that she's a goalkeeper that's played a lot, and she's not really a reserve goalkeeper. She actually started every match last season for Essendon.
She's had about a third of the starts this year as well, in combination with Sophie Dean. Nothing coming here for Alamein. Tuesday night quarter-final action. 3 of the 4 quarters all taking place here this evening. Some results have already come through. Brent Sternberg. 3 of the games obviously live tonight on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. And Heidelberg United already through last week. Up for grabs at midfield. Bronte Peel was up against Leokopoulos there. No chance for Ralph. Sent back over the line by Jurcic.
Box Hill United have scored in extra time at Wembley Park, so they lead 3-2 over Bulleen. We are in the 118th minute.
Okay. 5 goals there. You get to see 1 here tonight. Here's a chance maybe for the Royals. Seawards with the long switching ball. The run being made by Emma Langley. Gets there now. Langley trying to play McGrorty in. The ball's too straight though. It'll come back to Akeisha Sandu. The skipper's available in the middle. Won't go there. Ma. Now Jurcic. Main distributor.
We've also had 5 goals at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex, South Melbourne, leading Bentley 3-2. We've still got 20 minutes to play in the regulation 90 there.
The deadlock is right here at the home of the Matildas. Jurcic presenting up a little further. Now Peel's probably been more of a threat up front tonight than what McGrorty has. Here is Kelly McGrorty for Peel. Gee, the first touch just slightly too heavy. And it allowed Chitara in. But they will get the throw right next to the corner flag here, the Royals. And they generate a chance. The big throw in, but no one there. Except for Chitara. Is that going to stay in? It is. The run was being made by Ralph. It's been quite busy since coming on here with Ralph. Ma. Gave it up a little too easily. Tyson. Going back to Chitara. A long diagonal. Is this going to amount to something for Lashke? That's not Lashke, sorry.
Blissett, who's running straight at Parkinson. A step over or two into the area. The cross, it doesn't quite reach Summerlasky. Ball out for Sewards, and the Royals look to come forward at a rate of knots. McGrorty turns and heads for home. The ball instead went looking for Langley, who loses out to Bujas. Final 20 minutes of this match. A spot in the semi-finals up for grabs. The Royals have never made it to the final 4 in the Cup. The Alamein haven't been to the semis for 10 years. A great female football club here in Victoria, the only exclusively female football side. Leakopoulos mulls over this long ball, goes in search of Dustin. And Zara Board not interested in collecting that one at all. Lets it roll behind for a goal kick. Of course, if we do go to extra time, these teams will have access to an extra substitution if they haven't made all of their subs already in the regulation 90. Oh, Bujas, that was terrific. Stosopoulos' header to nobody in particular. Jurcic. Nice touch there from Peel and slides it through, and Emma Langley's played in. From the edge of the area, Langley, does she tee it up for McGrorty? She does, it's gone behind, but it's fired in by Peel, and it took a stunning save from Miranda Templeman to deny the Royals the first goal of the match. Instead, they will try their luck again from a corner kick. I think Miranda Templeman's A-OK. What a save. I think that cutback pass there from Langley was designed for Kelly McGrorty, but Kelly just got herself a little bit too far forward. And Bronte, you don't want to be too harsh, but Peel probably should have scored.
It's twice now from really close range that Peel's had a great look. It has been a big threat tonight. Has 5 goals for the season, as does Isabella Seawards. Plenty of scoring power alongside Kelly McGrorty. Sitting on a lazy 23. Here we go. That was a dangerous ball. Steaming in. Here's Langley. Almost put it onto Plenty Road.
A 29-year-old Emma Langley. She has scored 4 goals this season and a couple of assists as well. As I mentioned, scored off the bench to ice the game when these teams met 10 days ago. Ooh, look out. Grace Maher had to keep her wits about her there. Did ever so well to get it back to Akeisha Sandu. Chitara steps in front of McGrorty and then turns defence into attack with a great ball. Anastasopoulos hairs down the right flank for Alamein. Crosses it in towards the near post. Wasn't able to find the head of Summerlasky. Instead it was grabbed by Zara Board, who swings it out for Bronte Peel. Royals turn it over. Lasky can't nick it in behind for Ralph. Blissett retreating for Shilton. And now Tyson. This cup quarter-final hangs by a thread. It feels like it's anybody's game right now. Bujias expecting the run from Neve Dustin. Koizumi. And if this game is to be won in the final 15 minutes here, these two teams need calm heads and clear minds. The floodlights beat down on pitch 5 here at the home of the Matildas, and the evening dew glistens. Grace Maher brings the Royals out from the back. Langley on the turn, and McGrawdy's quick. She should be able to keep this ball alive, and a brilliant attempt to keep the ball in play. And the cross was pretty well placed also, but clearing header from Alamein. Back and forth we go. Lasky on the turn, fouled. Is this to be our first booking of the evening? Grace Maher flees the scene. Referee Angelique Mangion just saying, that's your last warning.
Don't do it again, I think.
Yeah.
Geez, they've been so well organised in the box tonight, Alamein. Every time Essendon try to cross in, there's no one on the other end of the connection. It's given up to Koizumi here. I've said that a few times tonight. Peel's pushed up with Seawards up front right now, centrally. Another chance for Peel. Sees off Shadara, who misread the ball. Another cross incoming. It's blocked the first time. We can go again. Second cross goes straight into the gloves of Miranda Templeman, who drop kicks it really effectively. Anastasopoulos for Keisha Sandhu for company. Anastasopoulos wanted to cut in. Has the time and space though to double back. Allow some teammates to get into the right spot. Sandhu got some piece of the cross in.
Bulleen have scored at Wembley Park. We go to penalties.
Wow. 6 goals in that game.
That's the match that started an hour before us here at the home of the Matildas.
There you go. So shootouts galore. Let's see what happens here. There's not been a goal here tonight so far, even if there have been 6 over at Wembley. Koizumi. The run lasted a while. Rooted into one of the back pitches behind us. Keisha Sandhu take the throw. There will be a change though for Alamein. Jordan Tom's wedge is now coming into the game. Dakota Tyson coming out. So they've just about cleared their bench now. The Royals are looking at a move as well.
So just for Alamein there, that's one defensive-minded player out for another. Still South Melbourne leading 3-2 at Kingston Heath. Sandhu rolling forward. Nicely timed pass here for Parkinson. Up from the back 4. A shot blocked and deflected. Ralph, oh, a nice little nutmeg, and it finds its way to Anastasopoulos, who's been terrific since being injected into this match. That ball a little too heavy, and it's back with the Royals goalkeeper Zara Board. The Kingston Hog. And Jurcic venturing towards that stage of the game where it becomes more about who's the braver of the two teams and who wants to try and win this game in the 90 minutes and who's happy to maybe see it into extra time and continue the war of attrition. Chelsea Blissett races over to take the throw in. We're going to have the Royals swing another change here. It's going to be Paige Kingston-Hogg being removed, and she's going to be replaced by the number 11, Ava Grober. So a central midfielder being pulled for a wide player, so that might tinker and change the Royals' formation as Jurcic keeps that one alive, only for a moment.
And that's two of the weekend's starters for the Royals now out there tonight as substitutes.
The ball out of play, so the only players remaining on the bench for the Royals, Renee Pocock and Emmy Butler, and of course the reserve goalkeeper Sophie Dean. As McGrawdy wins the ball back here, but she's very deep. Tosses the ball forward. Straight to Shidara. Dustin on the turn. Trying to play it in behind. Trying to pick the gaps in the Royals' back four. Not to be picked on this occasion. Parkinson. Here's Ava Grober's first involvement. Oh, now Koizumi's lost the football, and here's a chance for Samoleski. Oh! Inches away from giving Alamein a shock lead here at the home of the Matildas. And a mistake coming from the player that you would least expect it from out there on the pitch.
The Royals on the back foot just a little bit. It's definitely been a more even second half, just in terms of sheer possession. Gordy's an eternity from home here. Sent the ball forward. It's going to come to the feet of Langley. Got denied pretty quickly by Estelle Borges. Sadu. One way then the other, then back the first way. But again, as the cross comes in, there's no target that Sandu could pick out. Might still be a chance for the Royals though. Peel. Wasn't on target. The longer this one goes, the more intense it's going to get. Unless both teams do want to shut up shop and play the extra half hour.
Just for Alamein, the only outfield player they have remaining is Harriet Laurie.
Here we go. Another shot is taken by Langley. Rushed it a little bit. Mishit it.
And of course the goalkeeper for Alamein, Kate Bean, who we thought for a moment there we might be seeing her introduced, but Templeman has recovered from a couple of knocks tonight. Blissett on the turn. Can't find Emma Runnels. Koizumi. They descend upon her and Koizumi gives it away again, and Alamein press forward. Sandu and Anastasopoulos in a foot race. Sandu, I think that might have come off her last. Yes, it's going to be an Alamein throw-in. Adjacent to the 18-yard box. It just feels like, at the moment, they're the team that are playing with more attacking intent and they're looking more dangerous. Probably the first time tonight we could say that. Throw in, taken short. Bugias trying to get in a position to cross it into the box. She can't. And then she holds on to the jumper of Langley, or the shirt I should say. And the Alamein captain is very lucky to avoid going into the book there. Just a foul according to Angelique Manjon. Time ticking away here at the home of the Matildas. With each passing moment, extra time looking more and more likely. Both teams have pushed and prodded in this second half, but no real obvious chances for either side other than a shot from point blank that come from Bronte Peel that went straight at the goalkeeper. And just a moment or two ago, Samoleski pouncing on a Royals error and sending her shot just over the bar and onto the roof of the net.
think there's a few in the crowd, Brent.
Yes, I'm scrambling
right now.
I'm scrambling to see what they're oohing and ahhing over.
Could get a shootout of our own here later. As Zara Board jumps over the top of the ball. All the action on the Football Victoria YouTube channel in the Nike FC Cup. Both teams are claiming this throw. Who's it going to go to? The Royals. Keisha Sandhu. Keeps it along the grounds towards Seawitz. Koizumi was looking wide, then saw some space in the middle. Seawitz going wide, Langley. And then Sandhu's the one that plays in. Yet another blocked cross. There's been so many of them in this game, and Langley is well off targets. Essendon cannot get a clean cross in at all.
Okay, so what has happened over at Wembley is that they've gone through the first 10 penalty kicks, 5 each, and they are now into sudden death. That's what they're talking about. So that match that's just going forever out at Wembley Park. We thought we might be in for a blockbuster between those two teams. They are two of those three teams that are locked together at the top of the league on 38 points, the Royals being the other one of those three. And only one of those teams can advance, so we have to get a winner. We'll be there taking penalties all night if that's what it takes. We meander our way towards the end of the 90 here at the home of the Matildas. Stewards making a break in field. I just missed Bronte Peel. Koizumi, though, latches onto the Alamein error. Ball across the fringes of the 18-yard box, away by Shidara. Back from Ma. Oh, McGrorty throwing herself in again. Koizumi grappling with Blissett and doing well to draw the foul. Ayana Koizumi, who, not for the first time tonight, has ended up flat on her back on the turf. As the red shirts migrate forward for this free kick that is taken short by Jurcic. Langley with a high boot trying to bring it down. Took a couple of goes. Sandhu, two of the veterans in this team. Ma's long ball, looking for McGrorty. Headed away by Shilton. Parkinson turns it all the way back for Zara Board. Alamein have not been known for their goal-scoring exploits late in games this season. In fact, in the league, they've only scored one goal in the final 15 minutes of a game this year. That's in 18 league games. We're getting close to that time now where if there is a goal, it will almost certainly be the winner. Still the threat of Callie McGrorty looms large. She's hidden in the shadows for most of this match. Worked on the periphery. We know the great strikers, they just need one moment. Good win there by Anastasopoulos. Tom's wedge sliced away by Jurcic. Ava Grober with the fresh legs, plays it for McGrorty, who tried to backheel it to her teammate, didn't quite come off. Sewards dispossessed. Good work there by Dustin. Looking to play it forward. Ma and Lasky. Ma brings her goalkeeper into the fray. It was played away calmly. Anxiety shown by those in the crowd, not by Zara Board. Ma's long ball. Bronte Peel will be onside here. Goalkeeper comes. Nope. Offside. Thought she'd time the run. Well there, Bronte Peel knocked it out.
Ball just to Dustin. How's that going to land? It was a pretty good ball in the end. Sonalashki goes down. Sandhu will take it away for Essendon. Koizumi got closed in upon quickly by Niv Dustin.
Pearlteen is stepping up to take her penalty. I think this is the 16th penalty to be taken in the shootout. And it's been saved. It's been saved. So Bulleen advance. A penalty shootout that went long into the night.
8 o'clock kickoff here tonight. I wonder when we might be done here, Brent. It's a school night as well. And a work night for everyone here on a Tuesday. Again, the Royals can't get clean looks.
I think we're in the holidays, aren't we? Are we in the holidays?
Yes, that's correct. 4 additional minutes at the end of the 90.
So kids stay up and watch right to the end.
Indeed. It's a work night, though, for most of us. Here we go with Koizumi. 4 minutes. Well, these are going to be a dangerous 4 minutes for both of these teams. I reckon more so for Alamein right now.
Surprised it's not longer. I'm surprised it's not longer.
Maybe the Royals are once pressing. They were able to generate so many corners in the first half. That's not been the case at all here in the second. Long throws, we've seen plenty of these. In it comes. Sent into the night sky. Not necessarily clearing the lines though. Sandu's first to meet it. Only went as far as Shadara. Lashke tried to fire out wide toward Blissett. Comes down to Seawards now. Ooh. Calls for handball. Leokopoulos over the top of it. Essendon ball, but hands up right now from some of the Royals players looking toward Angelique Mangion. And we're going to see a late winner. Another Essendon cross in that amounts to nothing.
In the gloves here of Templeman. He bangs it downfield. Great sportsmanship being shown over at Wembley Park. I think we've witnessed one of the great cup games tonight at the home of Pythagoras, who have come up short, and Bulleen get their name into the pot for the semi-finals. Cup winners 2 years ago. Survive and advance. Sewards. McGrawdy. Here's Bronte Peel. We'll get a second go, Bronte Peel. No, it's played almost off her laces by Leokopoulos. Essendon pressing. We've played 2.5 minutes of the 4 we were promised. Another half-hearted shout for handball. Lasky and Marr again. Langley unable to keep the ball in play. Come off her last, so an Alamein throw in. How much do they risk it for the proverbial biscuit here, Alamein? Marr's defensive header. Sandu shielding Anastasopoulos, loses out. Lasky just didn't quite have enough support. Koizumi comes in to tidy up. Nerves frayed here among the crowd at pitch 5 at the home of the Matildas. As reality starts to sink in that we may have an extra half an hour. Well, that's certainly come off the hand of Parkinson, yeah, and they're going to be very upset at that, the Royals. They've had 2 handball shouts in and around their penalty area that weren't paid, and then that one was. But that was a pretty clear and obvious handball.
Yeah. Certainly clear from our vantage point. Angelique Mangion had a much closer look. Here's a go for Alamein. Out wide. Anastasopoulos takes the shot and sprays it pretty badly. That looked like me at the driving range. We are in the final minute of the 4 that were allowed. This might be last chance saloon for the Royals to get it done in regulation. McGraw sticking to the ball though. Comes together with Leokopoulos and has gone down and writhing in pain. Does get up now. How much longer are we going to go before extra time is called for? Anastasopoulos going in. Here we go. Langley didn't get there. Shadara's just kept on, keeping on, and gets in at the exact moment to kill off any Royals attack. Been outstanding in the second half. Shinatsu Shadara We're still going here in regulation. This surely is it now. The high ball from Langley. How's it going to fall? Peel, flag up. Frustrating night for Bronte Peel. Could yet still be the hero, though. And look at the watch for Angelique Magion. Surely now we're going to set in for the extra half hour. Settle in if you're watching us on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. Things are going to get really interesting here at the home of the Matildas on what's already been a big night. On quarter-final night in the Nike FC Cup, it's now official. A bonus half hour of football coming up from the home of the Matildas.
Okay. Deadlock unable to be broken in the first hour and a half, so we'll have an extra 30 minutes. No goals to tell you about, and interestingly, no yellow cards either, despite it being an at times testing affair. No yellow cards, no goals. I can give you a score update while the two sets of players go and get their instructions from the two managers as we head towards this extra time period. South Melbourne look like they are going to advance. They still lead the Bentley Greens at Kingston Heath 3-2. We've played 6 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the 90. I'm not sure how much they were set to play. And, why don't we just call this, Adam? Bentley have a set piece just inside their attacking half. The ball doesn't get too far into the 18-yard box. South are able to clear it away. That's even if they go down there, Bentley, that's been a great effort by them. They've really struggled in the league this season. They've been helped by a lot of the players that they have signed in the transfer window. Of course, they've got Melissa Barbieri playing in goal, a couple of the Americans, a couple of the young A-leaguers as well, Kira Myers. And despite all their troubles in the league this season, they've been able to go on a cup run. It's looking at the moment like their run might come to an end in the quarterfinals. And we're going to have the defending champions advance. And yes, the final whistle has just gone at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. The final score there, they played 7 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the 90. Bentley Greens 2, South Melbourne 3. We're locked at 0-0 here at the end of the regulation 90 in this quarter-final between Alamein and the Essendon Royals. Brent Sternberg and Adam Sarakoglu here with you. We might step aside for 1 minute, and when we come back, the players will be back out, and we will begin this first period of extra time. We'll be back in just a moment. Okay, we're back and ready for this first period of 15 minutes. We remind you that this is cup football, so we must have a winner tonight. We had high drama over at Wembley Park, where the Bulleen have gone through on a penalty shootout. We're half an hour from having sudden death penalties here at the home of the Matildas, as we are off and running for this first period of extra time. Alamein and Essendon Royals. Brent Sternberg and Adam Sarakoglu here on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. A spot up for grabs in the semi-finals. The Essendon Royals have never made the Final Four in the Cup. Alamein have not made the semis for 10 years. It was a very nervous final 10-15 minutes or so. The Royals kicking to the right of screen in the red. As Koizumi picks up the pass from McGrawdy. Koizumi falling away as she got the shot. I think it's taken a deflection. It has. And the extra time period will begin, much as the match began, with an early Essendon Royals corner kick.
I think the wind has just picked up a little bit as well, and that's just a small little factor if it gets to penalties. And one of the biggest storylines here is going to be Miranda Templeman, because has been under a bit of an injury cloud tonight. So if this does go all the way, that could be something to watch. We saw a lot of this in the first half. Essendon Royals corners taken by Ma on this near side. Did it go over the line before it was forced out? No. Rinse and repeats.
And Templeman's down again here.
Wow. Now this is a storyline. Can they even make the change here, Alamein?
Well, as mentioned, I believe that in the extra time periods, each team does get access to an extra substitution window.
I thought we were going to get it earlier in the game. It's a scramble in the box. Oh! It hit the crossbar. Players everywhere right now. And still trying. And a deflected ball up that goes onto the top of the netting. I think it was Koizumi that played in again. The ball hits the crossbar.
It's one of those ones that hit the underside of the crossbar. I think there was a couple of Royals girls in there that thought that had gone in. The best chance of the game by far.
Alamein survived the scramble. And Akeisha Sandhu will fire one in from the other side. He's in swinging corners between Akeisha Sandhu and Grace Ma. Can they create more chaos in the box, the Royals? It was a near post ball. Denied it. And so they have to press again. It's Sandhu once more. The cutback was good, but the defensive effort was just as good. Another corner. And Alamein players weren't happy with that call, but they'll have to settle in. The defensive effort on Sandhu was outstanding by Estelle Borges.
Yeah, the coaches and the officials on the bench for Alamein as well, not happy. They thought that come off Akeisha Sandhu. So repeat corner kicks. Tricky start to the extra time period here for Alamein. Referee Angelique Manjon making sure that all is in order. Sandhu whips it into the near post. That was a defensive header at the near post from Tom's wedge, I think it was, that's gone over the goal. And back out for a corner kick. This one to be taken on the near side. And Grace Ma trots over.
So it's the fifth corner of extra time already. Only a few minutes in. Corner number 5. Grace Ma. Oh, it's been tipped in! It's been tipped in! And finally a breakthrough! The curling ball in from Grace Ma. Miranda Templeman couldn't keep it out. 1-0 Royals. But we're not done with just yet at the home of the Matildas.
Well, she's had such a great night, Templeman, pulling those ones out of the sky. She just got caught off balance, I think, and has ended up tipping it into the back of the net. A really well-placed corner from Grace Ma. We haven't seen too many of their corners go right in towards the near post. And at long last, after more than 100 minutes, we have a goal in this quarter-final. Alamein now have to go and chase it. I'm not sure if that will go down as a Grey Smart Olympico or an own goal.
It's as close to an Olympico as you can get, I think. But I don't think that... Yeah.
Mar's been one of Essendon's best players tonight. She deserves having her name on the score sheet. It's Koizumi. Remember their last cup game in the previous round against the Eltham Redbacks? That was 0-0 at the end of the 90. They then went on to score 3 goals in the extra time period. How do Alamein find themselves back into the match as Koizumi again has been flawed?
And so it begins for the Royals, if you want to look at it from the cynical point of view for Alamein. But they've got so much time to recover. We don't have golden goal in the Nike FC Cup. The Royals are sitting on a couple of more substitutes as well. And it looks like Jaden Van der Hayden's going to pull the trigger here. A couple of forced moves tonight for Alamein.
Got Renee Pocock and young Emmy Butler, who made her first senior appearance off the bench on Friday night against Bentley.
Going to see both.
And so that'll be all the outfield players for Essendon having been thrust into the match.
Koizumi's only just come on now. Looks like Koizumi, unfortunately, is going to come off. And with the injury history there as well, we hope that this is not going to be too serious.
You mentioned earlier, missed most of the last 2 years with knee injuries. It's being helped from the pitch. Keisha Sandu under one arm and an official under the other. So Emmy Butler is replacing Ayano Koizumi. And Renee Pocock coming on in place of Bronte Peel, who will drive away from the ground tonight. Bronte thinking, how did I not score tonight?
Won't mind though if it's a semi-final to prepare for.
Well, she scored for Heidelberg United in both the quarter-final and semi-final last year. And the Burgers run to the final. Back underway, McGrawdy lofting it in behind. Awkward bouncing ball for Bujas. Runnels is there, tipped it back onto her right boot. It's well taken. Flying through the air like Superwoman. Miranda Templeman.
Is Alamein at risk of the floodgates opening? They have got so much firepower, the Royals.
Well, that was what happened when these teams met 10 days ago as well. They looked like a frustrated and irritated team for an hour, the Royals, and then they scored that goal, and then all of a sudden they flicked the switch in the last half an hour. They only scored one more goal, but they were the dominant team after McGrawdy gave them the lead.
Even with Emmy Butler just coming on, has scored 7 times for the under-20s. And he's in the number 67 shirt here tonight. Doesn't get through to McGrawdy. Shatara has been so stern. On the last line of defence for Alamein now. Nearly under siege here right now. Can they withstand it and chase this equaliser? Grobber. Down the line for McGrawdy. Here is Butler. Ball falls back all the way through to Sandu. Went for the hero ball, which Templeman had covered pretty easily. He went to Templeman. He did not deserve that goal that went in the way it did. The curling corner that came in from Grace Marr. The last touch off Templeman's glove happened in the 95th minute in additional time here. But this is not the first time tonight in the Nike FC Cup among the 3 quarterfinal games where we've seen goals in the extra time period. The diagonal ball going out wide. Langley will get there eventually. Langley with the ball along the grounds, but Templeman's all over it.
Can they create this one chance? Alamein. Blissett inboard for Dustin, who just lingered on the ball a moment and lost possession. One of their best ball players makes the error. Sewards gives it straight up to Leakopoulos. Ralph's touch was a little looser. Second one was pretty good though. Blissett has a couple ahead of her, skipping inside. Lasky, red shirts descend. And it was a bit of a nothing pass, and Sandu races away from Anastasopoulos. The Royals looking for some insurance. Langley. Sandu. Here's McGrawdy. Does she want to shoot from distance? Kelly McGrawdy doubling back onto her left. Her shot eventually blocked. Leakopoulos cannot clear. McGrawdy on the turn. Fires it straight at the keeper. But did ever so well to get a shot away on target from that situation.
That's the cleanest chance that McGrawdy's had for the whole night. Maybe one that looks somewhat similar to that in the first half. Josic winning it back. It comes to Seawards. Still Seawards.
Oof.
Not far off at all. That was all sorts of awkward for Miranda Templeman. Just dips low. That looked like the Jubilani in the 2010 World Cup where the ball was just doing all sorts of weird things in the altitude of Johannesburg. Seawards playing back. Langley. Another ball in. Seawards couldn't keep it under control. Alamein have to pull the trigger sooner or later. Chasing an equaliser. Not that far away from the end of this first period in the extra time. Dustin hoping to get it through to Blissett. A more than handy substitute tonight for Alamein. Shilton. Gives it up right in the middle. McGrawty again. Not being Kelly McGrawty's night. Grobber. And it'll be taken in the air nicely by Templeman.
No, but I did see Kelly McGrawty speaking to the Essendon Royals social media team last week or the week before, and she said, I don't care if I score, as long as the team scores, as long as we're winning trophies, that's the main thing. Football is a team game, and she'll be delighted when she looks up at the scoreboard and sees that the Royals are leading 1-0. It doesn't actually say that on the scoreboard here at the ground, but they do lead 1-0. As Alamein have a throw in here on halfway.
Someone went through the effort of getting the scoreboard set up, the club logos and all of that, but when we had the kick-off at the start, the clock didn't start ticking.
Thankfully, we haven't had a 6 or 7 goal thriller, and we've had to keep abreast of who scored the goals as McGrawdy races forward, but in an offside position. So an extra time period that started with a flurry of Royals corner kicks. Alamein are going to make their final change here. It'll be changes as they bring on their last 2 outfield players in the hopes that they can conjure this equalising goal. Shilton in behind. Blissett on the edge of the area. Just stumbled a little and then plays it off Amy Parkinson for an Alamein corner. Do they make these changes now or do they wait? It's going to be Harriet Laurie coming on. Looks like they're going to wait for this corner kick to be taken. They throw all bar Leakopoulos and the goalkeeper into the mix. Blissett's left foot outswinger right in towards the goal line. And a foul has been spotted by Angelique Mangion, and that's exactly what Alamein didn't want, to have that situation diffused by a free kick that plays right into the hands of the Royals.
Just for a tiny moment, that looked like the goal at the other end, didn't it? Yeah. Curling it toward the near post. Could easily have been tipped in before the whistle went. So we're getting close to the end of this first period of extra time, and one additional minute will be added on to that. There'll be 15 more to play from here. 15 more minutes for Alamein to send this to a shootout.
I thought Alamein were going to the bench. It looks like they are not. I thought they were readying a player, but maybe the player's just that nervous they can't sit down anymore. They're all up on their feet.
Task at hand right now is to equalise. It took 95 minutes to get a goal here tonight. On a night where we've seen goals galore elsewhere in the Nike FC Cup. Leokopoulos with the long-ranging ball in. Can they find some space for a shot? Bowled over is Nev Dustin. Stern defensive efforts are applauded by the Royals fans that are here tonight. But Alamein can try to pin it deep in search of an equalising goal. They'll have 15 more minutes to get it done. This is going to be our final break here in live play, unless we go to shootouts.
Goal in the 95th minute. We'll chalk it down to Gray Smart. Goalkeeper Miranda Templeman unable to handle it, and that is the goal that separates the two. Essendon Royals, as it stands, will be heading to the semi-finals of the Nike FC Cup for the first time. Alamein have 15 minutes to conjure a response. Brent Sternberg and Adam Sarakoglu here with you on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. We'll take our final break, and when we come back, the last 15 minutes. Are we destined for penalties? Okay, welcome back everybody. We're ready for the second period of extra time here in this Nike FC Cup quarter-final. At the moment, the Royals are on their way into the Final Four to join Heidelberg United, Bulleen and South Melbourne. Brent Sternberg and Adam Sarakoglu here with you. Alamein need a goal. Need a goal to push this one to penalties, or even two to maybe turn this around and pull it out of the fire and conjure one of Alamein's great victories. We'll remind you again, Royals have never been to the semis of the Cup. Alamein only once before, 10 years ago, in their first season of competition, the first season of the NPL era in 2016. The goal from a corner kick in the 95th minute for Grace Maher, who has been one of the Royals' best players tonight, is what separates these two teams right about now. And the question for Alamein is, how many shirts do they send forward in these last 15 minutes? Because they're going to have to throw caution to the wind a little bit to get this goal and save their bacon.
That looked like a good ball just for a moment, but it was slightly long.
You think about that, the last 10 or 12 minutes of the 90 where Alamein were on top and they had those few chances, that long-range effort from Summerlaski that just went over the crossbar. That was probably the period of the game where they really needed to strike while the iron was hot.
It's the league leaders looking to hold on and get into the Final Four. Borges just plays it centrally in the volley. No issues in the air for Zara Board. But that was dangerous from Summerlaski. No volley.
Didn't quite get her laces behind her, did she?
And a couple of style points, I think. All right, from the back, Leokopoulos. Alamein working this left side once more. Ralph. Gets away from Miller Ralph. Board. Needed to dispose of the ball because Lasky was closing in. Blissett going out wide. Ralph has to concede a bit more grounds. This is Shelton. Thought about going back, but took a more attacking approach. Langley has Borges looking to steal it off her and actually did steal it. Borges will take the throw and will bounce into the box. Back to the feet of Borges again. Wins the first battle. Oh. Gets around Maher as well. The cross in.
Oh!
It's an equaliser! One. And just forced into the back of the net.
Well, tremendous work from the captain, Estelle Bujas. She just would not take no for an answer. And just trying to spot who the goal scorer is. I think it might have been Tom's wedge, potentially, who was able to just chest it in. Alamein will get confirmation. Alamein have their goal. And the two extra time periods start in mirror image to one another. Essendon with the early goal in the first period. Alamein with their response early in the second. Just brilliant play from Estelle Bujas. And it's Alamein 1, Essendon Royals 1. Alamein are on the march again. Blissett just missed the intended target. Alamein now potentially with wind in their sails. That one sails over the head of Anastasopoulos. The ball trickles all the way out. What have we got here? It's a goal kick. And Chelsea Blissett, we believe, the goal scorer for Alamein, which would be her first goal in the blue shirts. And what a time to score it. No time like extra time. So now it's up for grabs. The Royals pouncing. McGrawdy slides it on through. Grover just knocked off course by Shilton. Crosses it in. Kelly McGrawdy denied by the upright. And it's the second time tonight the Royals have hit the frame of the goal. We said she only needed one moment. That was her best moments of the night, Kelly McGrorty. Alamein stood and watched and prayed. The frame of the goal comes to their rescue as this cup quarter-final comes to life. That's going to be an Alamein throw-in on the far side.
Chelsea Blissett's equaliser might see us go the distance tonight. We may well still be going past 11 p.m. at this rate. Probably not. That's 33 minutes away. Here we go. Nastasopoulos has had a few moments in the second half. Doesn't get near it on this occasion. It's been a dramatic night. Quarter-final night in the Nike FC Cup, and the drama is set to continue. Someone will have to hit the back of the net again to win it, either in the next 10 minutes or so, or in the shootout. Ball down the line. It's not going to quite stay in play for Chelsea Blissett, who chested the ball in to equalise a few minutes ago. The near Olympico corner kick from Grace Maher that was ultimately tipped in has been nullified. And you won't rule out a late winner in the next 10 or so minutes. The ball coming in from Langley. McGrawsey, that's a lovely pass in. And Grobber goes down. That is a free kick in pretty close range. Set piece coming up for the Royals. Angelique Magion has still not issued a single caution here tonight. This is the first proper set piece from a really good spot that the Royals are going to get a look at. Ava Grobber back up on her feet now. Keisha Sandhu or Grace Maher, as has been the case all night from the dead ball. It's Maher! Oh. Crossbar again! Oh. And denied! Wow! Miranda Templeman take a bow. At least the Royals get a corner.
A terrific save.
How many times has the ball hit the woodwork tonight?
Third time that the Royals have tipped it off the frame of the goal. Tremendous goalkeeping.
Keisha Sandhu with the corner. This one not curling in, but the Royals have numbers lined up. Langley's been more than keen to go from long range, and weirdly enough, that was on target.
To think her night might have been over half an hour ago or so. Miranda Templeman. Terrific shot stopper. Both of these teams throwing haymakers at one another. Samolaski's offside. As we are heading towards the final 5 or so minutes of this extra time period. We had a 3-3 thriller over at Wembley Park, decided by spot kicks. It took more than the 10 to decide that match. Goals in extra time. Here at the home of the Matildas, Grace Maher and Chelsea Blissett. Two players that have come back from the A-League Women's to try and help their respective teams to silverware in the second half of the season. Of course, the Royals have got plans on doing the double this year. And Chelsea Blissett trying to help Alamein as far as they can go in the cup, and then even potentially up into the finals placings in the league. Another shout for handball. I reckon we've had half a dozen of those tonight. None of them, or one of them that I can remember, is being called.
That one was just outside the box.
Throw in for Sandhu, Langley. Alamein defending. Langley back for Akeisha Sandhu, whips it in towards the back post. Oh, and on the turn, McGrawdy deflected off the defender and just bounced past that far post. And they'll have another corner kick to be taken from the far side. The Royals, in the meantime, we've got a problem here. One of the Alamein players, I think, is just dealing with some cramp. Savannah Anastasopoulos, who appreciates the thoughts of the referee. We turn our attention to the far side.
Don't know if we can get any more substitutions from Alamein. Another Royals corner. They've had a lot. They'll get a chance on the follow-up as well. The second ball in from Ma. It's been played right to the feet of McGrawdy. It ricochets up in the air for yet another corner.
Well, they'd have to be in double digits now for corner kicks tonight, Essendon.
Inside the last 5. Another corner for Grace Ma, who in the 95th minute scored from a corner the first goal of what's becoming a very long night here. No one touched it. Went right across the goal face. It's Langley trying to keep it alive. The possession's been sustained for quite some time now for the Royals. Here comes a change for Alamein.
Yeah,
a late one.
Anastasopoulos, who was substituted into the match in the second half. She's being removed, and Harriet Laurie comes in replace of the dynamic Alamein winger, who was very, very lively in the second half. Let's hope that that's nothing serious, because as we mentioned earlier, she has spent a bit of time on the sideline through injury already, Savannah. And she's a dynamite player when she's up and firing. Throw in adjacent to the 18-yard box. So both teams, I should say, have introduced all of their outfield players. Oh, Sewards does well to get that one into the mix. Away by Shidara. Deflection comes all the way back here to Akeisha Sandhu, Harriet Laurie trying to link up with Lasky. Royals come all the way back. Jurcic, and further still to Zara Board. Final couple of minutes of the extra time period. We were locked at 0-0 at the end of the 90. We will be locked at 1-1 at the end of 120. It's been a really interesting and enthralling Cup quarter-final between two teams that haven't been to the semi-finals for a while. Essendon never, and Alamein not for 10 years. Harriet Laurie tangling with Sewards. We're still no closer to working out who's going to join those other three powerhouses in the pot for the semi-finals. Brought down beautifully by McGrawdy. And Pocock has some space to roam. Alamein with another player down. Essendon continue to play. McGrawdy riding a challenge and a second. And then a turn. Kelly McGrawdy. Her shot is blocked by Shidara. Sandhu loves to strike from distance. And that one vanishes up over the goal mouth and behind for an Alamein corner kick. As we've got that player down on the far side. The referee comes over to suss out what's going on with Jessica Shilton. As we ponder how much extra time we will have, stoppage time I should say, added on to the end of the 120 minutes. Which are just about up, by the way, as the prospect of penalties becomes clearer and more likely.
Like it is the school holidays, I guess, for the kids watching. It's going to be a long night. So Shilton's the player down at the moment being attended to. It's unlikely we're going to get much more live action here.
Remember, they've already brought all of their substitutions into the game, so if Shilton can't go on here, they'll have to play these last couple of moments with 10, and then of course they'll also navigate the shootout with only 10 players. Hopefully it doesn't come to that in terms of going that deep into a shootout, but we went pretty deep at Wembley Park earlier tonight. Alamein pick it up in midfield. Blissett latches on. Lasky runs into the 18-yard box. Ralph is there as well. Doesn't quite reach Summer Lasky. Defensive header from the Royals. Butler. Oh, tangling with Dustin, and the foul. Much to the displeasure of the Essendon fans around us. So all of the shirts race up to defend what will be one of the final acts, you will think. We are into second half stoppage time in this second period of extra time, if that makes sense. Every red shirt behind the ball. Alamein's last expiring chance. Blissett in towards the back post. Oh, and there was an opportunity there. Lunging at that far post, I think, was Laurie. The final whistle goes, and the second of the 3 quarterfinals tonight to go to spot kicks. A goal in the 95th minute from Grace Maher put the Royals in front. They led at half-time in extra time by that margin. Alamein's Chelsea Blissett scoring in the early minutes of the second period of extra time, and we finish after 2 hours of football here at pitch 5 at the home of the Matildas. Alamein 1, Essendon Royals 1. And now, remember those notes that we scribbled down during the week about what order we would have for the penalty shootout? Well, now that all comes to fruition. And I asked you a couple of hours ago, Adam, if you could stomach another shootout. Well, too bad if you can't. Here we go.
Yeah. Across the Nike FC Cup and the FIFA World Cup. A bit going on. So, I wonder what end we're going to be going to. Looks like we might be going to the right of screen over near the main pitch here at the home of the Matildas.
But just by the way, while we've got a moment, this is the first shootout that the Essendon women's side have taken part in. Alamein have been involved in 1 penalty shootout. That was the last time they made the semi-finals in 2016. They lost to Heidelberg United in that shootout. The Burgers went through to the final and won. So 2 sets of players that won't have a lot of experience. Some of the individual players might. But collectively, the 2 clubs don't have a lot of experience with sudden death shootouts. So here we go.
3 heavyweights already through to the semis. FC Bulleen, South Melbourne, Heidelberg United. Essendon Royals are the league leaders. That would round out a pretty fearsome quartet going into the Final 4. Alamein, the underdogs coming in tonight, looking to finish off this cup set, if you want to call it that. They have beaten Essendon Royals this season. It was a 1-0 win back on the 7th of March. One of only 4 losses for the Royals this season was at the hands of this Alamein side. The final huddles. They'll break up now. There is a ball sat to the right of screen in that penalty area. I don't know if it's on the exact spot.
Just looking at Jessica Shilton here, she's making her way out to the middle with the rest of her teammates. She's limping heavily. I can't imagine that she's going to be sent up as one of the first 5 penalty takers.
Obviously wasn't subbed out of the game, so
yeah.
We're actually going to have a coin toss here in the middle just to get final arrangements in place. Angelique Mangion did not hand out a single caution across 2 hours of football tonight.
No, she watched over that match pretty well. I thought it never really got out of hand.
Especially given how many cards these two have had between them, including reds, in this matchup throughout season 2026 in Channel MPL Victoria. So the final formalities taking place now with the coin toss. Who goes first? It will be to the right of screen, the shootout. So that's over near the main pitch here at the home of the Matildas.
And us and the cameraman, Sam, we're just going to pick up our stuff and go and film this from 20 yards away on the pitch, aren't we, Sam? No, we're not? Okay. All right. We'll just stay here.
All right, so I suppose we're not going to be able to find out right here, right now, who's going to take the first penalty kick. Angelique Mangion having a chat with the Alamein crew right now, just probably settling in on who's going to be doing what. The two keepers are about to come together with their quick high five.
They've had good nights, both keepers, haven't they? Templeman's been the busier of the two and made that critical save in that second period of extra time.
The crowd here making their way over near this goal now.
Starting to get a bit lonely now here, Adam, for us.
Yes. Well, we've been waiting a little while now. Are we still be going? Are we going to still be going past 11 p.m.?
Was that your bedtime, Adam?
Might not rule that out.
Well, this is a huge, huge penalty shootout coming here. These two proud women's football teams, the Royals, who have emerged into a top division team these last 2 or 3 years, and they've morphed into a title challenger. They've never been in the semi-finals. They have plans on winning both the league and the cup this year. They're an ambitious football club. And Alamein, who have been toiling away in the middle rungs of the table in the Chanel MPLW Victoria, really since the turn of the decade. And they're looking to get back to the semi-finals. They've fallen at this hurdle so many times. And it will be Alamein to kick things off in this shootout. Neve Dustin, the first one, up to the plate. So Neve Dustin, an embrace with the goalkeeper, Miranda Templeman. Always want to get off to a good start in shootouts. Neve Dustin, who has spoken about how she's looking forward to Alamein surprising people in the second half of the season, and she's not going to be surprised when everybody else is surprised. Neve Dustin, the first one to face the music. Neve Dustin sends Alamein on their way. Zara Board did guess the right way, but couldn't get down in time. And that is exactly how you want to start. And I wonder if they've sent one of their best players and most experienced players up first to make sure that they get off on the right foot. It's going to be Grace Maher stepping up to take Essendon's first spot kick. We put her down for an Olympico with that first goal. Maher and Templeman meet again. The hush as Grace Maher once again is able to beat the goalkeeper who guessed the right way. And both teams dispatch their first two spot kicks. And that was a pretty damn well taken penalty kick, if I can say so myself.
Estelle Borges was a real warrior tonight. Had so many key moments. And played the full 120. Has not missed a single start for Alamein this season. And we'll look to keep Alamein ahead. They have had the advantage of the first penalty kick in this shootout. It's on the ground and it's denied. Zara Board. An early advantage to the Royals. As Estelle Borges, the ball did not lift off the turf at all.
It was actually a save that she made with her shins in the end, Zara Board.
So Kelly McGrawty has the big moment now. And that advantage of going first has been lost for Alamein. Kelly McGrawty did not get any clean looks tonight at all. Was absolutely choked up by the Alamein defence. Has found the back of the net 23 times for the Royals, the league's leading scorer, with 21. To do battle with Miranda Templeman here. McGrawty. Oh. Ice cool.
Well, she hasn't missed a penalty this season, Kelly McGrawty. She's scored 3 from the spot during the league season. And after 4 spot kicks, it is advantage Essendon. The next one up for Alamein is their American winger, Samalaski, who was a threat all night down both flanks for Alamein. Comes so close to scoring late on in the 90. This is a pressurised kick after having the last one saved. Samalaski gets things back on track for Alamein. That might be our first spot kick that we've had so far tonight where the goalkeeper has been sent the wrong way. And the next one up to walk the plank is Akisha Sandhu. And she was the one who scored the winning penalty for South Melbourne in the final at this very precinct, not on this pitch, but the next one over last year. And this penalty, not quite as dramatic, but certainly important. One of the most experienced players on the Royals roster. A deep breath. A short run up. Tucks it down into the bottom right-hand corner. And still it remains advantage. Essendon 3 from 3. As Alamein send up their fourth taker. It's another defender.
Anna Leakopoulos. There's a lot of pressure on this one now. And potentially be going down by 2 in the shootout if this does not go in. We've seen one save already from Zara Board. Will we see a second? Not here. Alamein keep themselves in it. Now the captain will step up for the Royals, Michaela Jurcic. Makes the slow walk over.
Michaela Jurcic, who joined the Royals a few seasons ago from the Melbourne Knights, she has never scored a senior goal in her career. This won't go down as a senior goal, of course.
The captain.
Oh!
Missed. And it looked so awkward, didn't it?
Didn't look
along the ground.
Yep.
Miranda Templeman, even if it was on target, had it covered. Oh boy. Misses now for both teams in the shootout.
So we go to the fifth penalty. Both teams now 3 from 4. Chelsea Blissett. Her first night on the job for Alamein. Scored the equalising goal when Alamein, in that second period of extra time, were living on a prayer. It's Chelsea Blissett. Drives it right down the middle and scores. And that heaps all of the pressure on Essendon's final penalty taker, Ava Grober, who must score this penalty to keep Essendon alive in the Nike FC Cup this year.
In tonight's previous shootout in the Nike FC Cup, we needed to go beyond the initial 5 as well. So
if she scores, we will go to sudden death. If Templeman can come up with the save, Alamein are through to the semi-finals. The Royals pin their hopes on the shoulders of Ava Grober. Cool. Okay, 4 from 5 for both teams. And viewers, we now go to sudden death. Spot kicks. There's no going back now.
Keeper on keeper. Oh, wow. Here we go. Miranda Templeman versus Zara Board. Keeper on keeper. Scores! What a night it's been for Miranda Templeman. Celebrated as well. That wasn't on the bingo card.
No.
Okay. The Royals again have to keep themselves in it. Emma Langley, who was happy to take shots from range tonight, didn't really hit too many on target. It was certainly a threat after coming on in the second half. Just couldn't put too much pressure on. Let's see what happens here. We're still going. And just got a touch on it, I think, there. Miranda Templeman as well. So close, head in hands. So close.
For a moment, I think the Alamein team at the halfway line thought that had been saved.
Over to you, Brent Sternberg.
So we continue. We're approaching 11 o'clock. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Harriet Laurie. Next one in for Alamein. To keep the girls from Dorothy Laver in front in the shootout. Harriet Laurie denied! And again, it's the shin guards of Zara Board that does the trick. And the Royals will have a chance to seal their passage into the semi-finals. And the name is Isabella Sewards. She's made 179 league appearances. She's only 23 years of age. Had to wait for her chance tonight to come off the bench. She was announced in the team of the decade in the NPLW Victoria earlier this season. The Essendon Royals have never made the semi-finals of the Cup. Isabella Sewards sends the Royals into the pot for the Final Four. Needed a little bit of help from the goal frame. Templeman down on her haunches again. It's not an injury. I think she's just distraught. And in the background, the Royals rejoice on a climactic night of Nike FC Cup football. The Royals win the shootout, and Alamein are out of the Cup in the quarterfinals again. What a night.
Miranda Templeman has to hold her head up high. Could well have been player of the match tonight. So many good moments in goal. Actually scored in the shootout as well. Every one of her teammates gets around her. But the Royals advance, and what a Final Four it is.
Amazing.
4 powerhouses in Channel NPL Victoria will go into the semis of the Nike FC Cup. You could not really ask for a better 4.
So Heidelberg United, South Melbourne, Bulleen and Essendon Royals, who some people might look at that Final Four and think, oh, gee, the Royals are the black sheep, but they are a force in women's football nowadays.
Well, they're only on top of the league as well.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
They have morphed into a team that wants to win everything, and they end up winning the penalty shootout 6-5. It's the exact same scoreline that Alamein lost in their last semi-final appearance in the Cup to Heidelberg United, 6-5 in the shootout as well. What a night. I'm hoping I can stay asleep as I head back down the East Link home, Adam. That was an amazing night of football. We thought that the Royals might have had it won when Grace Maher scored an Olympico in the first period of extra time. A brilliant goal in the second period of extra time. The great work from Estelle Bugias and her cross, and turned in by Chelsea Blissett, and then a penalty shootout that just kept on going. And in the end, one of the modern-day champions in the NPLW Victoria, Isabella Sewards, scores the decisive penalty kick. Alamein, their quarterfinals curse continues. The Essendon Royals take their place in the Final Four. And we wait now to see what the matchups will be for the 2 semi-finals. For me, Brent Sternberg and Adam Sarakoglu, and our cameraman Sam as well. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Go and get some sleep now. It's past everybody's bedtime, I'm sure. Essendon Royals win 6-5 on penalties, and the Royals are through to the semi-finals of the Nike FC Cup for the very first time. Good night from the home of the Matildas.